Okay, I'm back. And all praise and glory to the Most High and Mashiach Yahushua. He's worthy to be praised. So you see, you know how divided and how out of it family gonna be, associates gonna be, everybody gonna be. Look at Matthew 10:21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Wow. And ye shall be hated of all men. Verse 22. Matthew 10:22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Hear that? So you can't be hated of all men if you ain't rolling in the name of the anointed Savior, by some of my shot. If you going out of your own, whether we say you ready to go to war, we got war. When we roll by some of my shot, we start seeing miracles happen. Still happening. But he say you're gonna be hated of all men, all is a certain number, for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. He that endureth to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. Go to another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. So let that be known. Go back to Hosea 4:6. Letting us know what to expect and what happened, what went down. That's what happened with them. They were thrown in prison for his name's sake. They were thrown in prison, told they not to even teach, not even speak in his name. They could do nothing but speak in his name. That's the power. Hosea 4:6. My people who are the 12 tribes are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, reject the fear of the Most High first and foremost, reject the knowledge that Mashiach Yahushua has already warned us throughout the scriptures, how we are as a people. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. So you're going to be a bunch of rejects. He said he's going to reject you. Because you want to reject the knowledge, you don't want to fear the Most High, you think you can do it yourself, you don't need him, don't cry upon him whenever you need him. When all this havoc come around you, you see everybody going crazy, and those spirits coming at you. Because he said, hey, you're going to get beat with many stripes, more than they will that don't know. You took enough time to call us, and you're going to take his slack when he's laboring to make you perfect. Oh yeah, it's a fearful thing to fall through the hands of the living power. It's a joyous thing that you're doing what he say do, and he bless you. Listen, it says, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. You don't want to study, show yourself approval to the Most High, you're going to be a bunch of rejects. That thou shalt be no priest to me. See, you better teach the Most High's people, the children of Israel, this word. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, the law of your power. What these preachers be saying? We ain't under the law. We're the mercy and grace. We Gentiles. We grafted in. We feel the Holy Ghost and speak in tongues. All these different things that they got, that have no merit to what these scriptures is talking about. You go into Acts the 2nd chapter, you know Gentiles was there. It was only Israelites. Acts 2 and 5. Verse 1 says it was the day of Pentecost, the Feast of Weeks, Feast of Ingathering. So, if you're not celebrating that, you have no reason even dealing with it. If you're a Gentile, the little Gentiles were there, it tells you there were Jews, Israelites that came from all different nations, places. And verse 9 down tells you where they came from. He said, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. He said, but forget your children. That's why we're born in this world, not knowing who we are. Dying in this world, not knowing who we are, as the 12 tribes of Israel. The Most High's people, the Most High's chosen people. And still don't care. Oh, but you're going to care before it's all over. Believe that. It's it. As they were increased, we were increased in number. When we say reject us, reject our children. He said, as we were increased in number, so they sinned against me. We broke the Most High's laws. That's why it's very important. He said, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up that voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, and children of Israel their sins. You broke this law. This the law. You broke it. This the law. You broke this one. You broke this the law. You broke this one. Are you keeping this one? You can keep this one. Do you have to eat that pork? Do you have to eat that pork bacon? You gotta eat them pork chops. Do you have to commit adultery? Do you have to sleep around with everything that has a dress, a skirt, a pair of pants on? Whatever, they doing all kind of madness. You don't know if you with a man or a woman. You don't know, they doing all kind of stuff. All kind of changes going on. People getting their bodies transformed, you know, like it was one way, now they're another way. Our people doing all kind of madness, all kind of sins. That's what I say. Show them their sins. Listen what he say. As they were increased, and we were increased in number, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. Oh man, our glory, our women, very, very shameful. I mean, they just exploit y'all from slavery to now. Look at that movie. All you gotta do is look at that movie, Goodbye Uncle Tom, and you see how they set our women up. Girls, even little boys, everybody, man, just set them up for sex objects. No different than now. You know, set you up on the videos, you're out there, I mean, or look at someone was saying that, you know, 18 and 19-year-olds just all in the sex ring and all that, just volunteering. Just all wickedness, man. Man, that's why he say he'll change our glory, man, to shame. Since we ain't want to follow Mashiach Yahushua, our glory, be the glory of Mashiach Yahushua. He said, man, forget you, I'm going to take away your glory. Our women. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart, which is your mind, on their iniquity. And there shall be like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways and reward them their doings. So we're supposed to be letting our people know about the wrong that they're doing. Many things that they're doing in the moral laws, and the civil laws, and the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. Those sets of laws they have broken and will continue. And we know how they, I mean, you know, we know how you feel. We know how you think. A lot of you. Because it's written. Sad to say, but it's really serious when you look at how Israel have gone beyond the call of duty and turning from the Most High and coming back to His laws, statutes, commandments. Even though they say it don't mean anything, because they're not doing what they're supposed to do according to the word of the Most High. Listen. Go to Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Verse 1. And he said unto me, Son of man, Ezekiel, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me, when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, and stood up on his feet. And I heard him that spake unto me. You heard him that spake unto him. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. See, that's what I'm sending you to. A rebellious nation that rebelled against the Most High in doing what he said do, following his rules and regulations. That have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. This very day also. But they are impudent children, silly and stupid children, and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus said the Most High Power. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And we go over these precepts and let them know this. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. Who is he talking about? Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel. That's what you're supposed to be going to. Not these other nations. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them. Verse 6. Neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee. I mean, that hurts. And thou dost dwell among scorpions. This tail of a scorpion sting you and kill you. That's how I look at it. Wicked Israelites, we gotta go out there and reach. Be not afraid of their words. So don't be afraid of what they say. Nor be dismayed at their looks, looking all hard at you. Though they be a rebellious house. Listen. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are most rebellious. I already told us what you like to hear. You already know what you like to hear. It's all written here. You say, But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. Open your mouth and take this word in. Ezekiel, and when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. Listen, a roll of a book. Words written in the book. And he spread it before me. This one was in this roll of a book. And it was written within and without. This page, that page, the other page, next page, all the pages. It was written within and without. And there was written therein. What was written therein? Lamentations. Does that sound like a lot of joy? Get some joy and happiness out of this. Lamentations. That's sadness, crying, and mourning, and woe, destruction, killing people. Ezekiel 3:1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go speak unto the house of Israel. What he say? Go speak to the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. What did he eat? He ate lamentations, mourning, and woe, destruction. Letting Israel know. So I opened my mouth, verse 2 of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness, in his mouth like honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. Go to the house of Israel and speak my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech. They understand what we're saying. They understand what you're saying. And of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. Go to the Most High's people, the house of Israel. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, to these other nations, had these other languages and so forth, that the Most High say he didn't understand, they would have hearkened unto thee. You went to the other nation, what did he say? You went to the other nation, told them, hey, you the chosen people of the Most High. They didn't listen. But the house of Israel will not hearken. They ain't going to listen unto thee. They ain't going to listen. But they will not hearken unto me. What he said, they ain't going to listen to us because they won't listen to the Most High. Listen, but the house of Israel will not hearken, will just listen unto thee. See, the Most High tell it. Most High won't. Most High let us know. The house of Israel will not listen to you, for they will not listen to me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces. Say, you have to make our faces strong against their faces. That's why we come hard. We have to come hard at our people. And thy forehead strong against their foreheads. The way we think. Strong against the way they think. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not. Hear that? Say, as an adamant, hard as flint have he made our forehead. Say, fear them not. Don't be scared of them. Don't be afraid of them. Neither be dismayed at their looks. Don't be dismayed at their looks. Oh man, I've seen all kind of looks. You know, all the looks can kill. Shoot, we be all dead. Though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, receive in your mind, and hear with thine ears. And go, get thee to them of the captivity. Go to the 12 tribes of Israel that are still in captivity, because we have not been freed. You'll see the kingdom of the Most High that's promised to the children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel. You ever seen that yet? And go get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people. And speak unto them and tell them, thus said the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the Most High's name forever and memorial to all generations. Whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, you hear that? Whether they hear or forbear, go to them. See, this is what we got to do. See, we got to open up our people's minds to realize, just like their rules and regulations, they understand rules and regulations. They understand that very well. It's never failed. When the Spirit gave me rules and regulations to say to our people, if I was dealing with the laws, they deal with rules and regulations. Stopping at a stoplight, going when the light turned green, standing on the edge of the sidewalk waiting for the walk signal, the walk guy to show up, to walk across the street, or the light to turn red, to walk across the street. In order. Rules and regulations. Simple things. Yeah. So look, I mean, this is our people. Look at it. Let's go to John the 5th chapter and the 42nd verse. This is what the Mashiach Rashad said concerning us. You gotta see this, because we just don't want to do right. But there are some of us that are going to do what's necessary. And the Most High going to be pleased. Because He's going to have 1/3 that's going to hear this. And they're going to make it right. Most High will. St. John 5:42. But I know you, that ye have not the love of the Most High in you. What you say? He said, I know you. Just on my Shaka was shy. Before thousands of people. He said, when he talked to Israel, he said, hey, I know you, that ye have not the love of the Most High in you. Yeah. So 1 John 5:3. Well, this is the love of the Most High. 1 John 5:3. What is the love of the Most High? That we keep His commandments. His commandments are not grievous. So he say, no. They don't want to follow the rules and regulations of the Most High. They want to follow His laws, statutes, and commandments. He said, I know you, that ye have not the love of the Most High in you. He said, I am come in my Father's name. Verse 43. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. See, He come in His own name. He said, He came in the Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, oh yeah, this is really big now. My pastor, my minister, my priest, my elder. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. Say him you receive. That's why you look at a lot of these churches. You know who the pastor is, because they have put it right on the building. They put it right on, whoever it is. I am this, that, and the third, and of this particular church, or you look at the church building, you see the church name, you see founded by this pastor, or whatever his name is there. Nothing about what they believe in, the Most High, and the Mashiach Yahushua is definitely not being exalted. You don't see them nowhere. Just pay attention. Look for it, and you'll see. James, the 2nd chapter, 10th verse. For whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one point, he is guilty of all. You see? You're going to keep the whole law, yet you're guilty of one, you still got to deal with whatever it is you're guilty of. You got to pay the price. That's why the Most High said of Mashiach Yahushua to give us the opportunity to repent. And you can go to the Most High on our behalf, but you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. You can't keep saying the just man falls 7 times. 7 is number completion, brother. And rises up again. You can't keep saying that. Because you got something for you. That's willful sin. You can't do that, brothers and sisters. You can't do that. You got to sincerely repent and don't do it. Mashiach Yahushua is not no errand boy. Hebrews 10:26. For if we sin willfully, you know what's right. When you sin willfully, knowing you're going to do what's wrong, that's what we was doing. What the Most High said, you don't want to care about no sacrificing. Knew you get ready to do some wickedness. You had your lamb, or your goat, or your turtle dove, whatever it was, ready to sacrifice. Say, that's all I got to do is just do my wickedness, and I just take this lamb and let the priest sacrifice it. No, I'm good. I'm good to go. No. Most High wants you to be obedient. That's why He said, for if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth. The law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, the truth, is defined in Psalms 119, 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Your law is the truth. The law is the truth. The law of the Most High is the truth. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. Mashiach Shai, his blood don't cover you. Straight up. But a certain fearful, there go fearful, a certain fearful, being scared, being afraid, looking for a judgment, that punishment for willful sin. And fiery ignition, where the Most High said he gonna melt you, which shall devour the adversary, the enemies. Don't you realize you become the enemies of the Most High? It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power. Look at verse 31. It is a fearful thing, he said, to fall into the hands of the living power. Don't believe it. Look, verse 30. For we know him that have said, vengeance belongeth unto me. I will recompense, said the Most High. And again, the Most High shall judge his people. We're going to be judged. That's why we got to do what's right. So you can't just take advantage of this mercy and grace and think, oh, that's what people try and do. I'm under mercy and grace, so I can do whatever I want to do. Jesus' blood don't cover me. You better think again. You just heard what he said. Willful sin. Some of you saying we ain't under the law anyway. You really in bad shape. You really in bad shape. That's why you really want to pay. You got to pay. We all have to pay. But willful sin, you're going to get a whole lot of stripes for that. Look, you got to look at, I'm going here to show you, even though we are to keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, we cannot exalt ourselves because of the fact of we are doing what's right in our own eyes. Listen, go to Romans 3 and 10. As it is written, there is none righteous. Hear that? As it is written, there is none righteous. No, not one. There is none that understandeth. There is none that seeketh after the Most High. They are all gone out of the way. They are together become unprofitable. There is none that doeth good. No, not one. And we know Romans 7 and 12 lets us know that the law is good. So look at where that's coming from. Go to Psalms 14 and 1. This is what he's quoting from. But remember, there is no New Testament when they compiling the New Testament. There's only the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. Psalms 14 and 1. A fool that said in his heart, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There was none that do good. See? None that do good. But a fool has said in his heart, in his mind, there is no power. The Most High don't exist. They're a fool. They are corrupt. Because if they don't believe the Most High, they're going to do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. They don't care about no laws. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. Filthy, wicked, nasty acts. There is none that doeth good. The Most High looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. They're all gone aside. So we just read this worded differently. They're all gone aside. They're all together become filthy. Like I said, filthy but nasty. They're all together become filthy. There was none that do it good. No, not one. See? That's why I say, we look at We can't look at ourselves as elevating ourselves to the degree that we are already there. We ain't made it nowhere yet. We got to make it out of this hell that we in now. To see heaven, a new heavens, Most High will. We got to let our people know. Look at Isaiah. Isaiah first. The book of Isaiah. Go to Isaiah the 6th chapter. Look how he felt. The 5th verse. Then said I, woe is me, destruction is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the power of hosts. So that's how he thought of himself. He didn't look at himself as even being able to make it. That's why he said, woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. My eyes have seen the King, power of hosts, power of armies. Not the Most High. Well, the Mashiach Yahushua, as a spirit, as an angel. Remember, the Bible not going to contradict itself. That's why you got to know precepts. St. John 1:18. No man has seen the Most High at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he hath declared him. But you see how he felt? He felt like his lips were unclean. No, you can't get no exaltation in that. No way, shape, or form. And he still was bringing the word of the Most High. But at the same time, as you see what he said, that was very humbling. Ezra, he felt the same way. Look what Ezra said. When Most High gave Ezra so many prophecies of the end times, it scared him. Many a times he was afraid of seeing this. And he gave him the interpretation of it too. Look what Ezra said. Go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. After hearing the things, the prophecies of what's going to go down, a lot of things we're waiting on. 2nd Ezra 16 and 17 says, woe is me. He said, woe is me, destruction is me, just like Isaiah said the same thing. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And he said, who's going to deliver him in those days? As he done prophesied between all these different chapters before here. We in 16. He said, who's going to deliver him in those days? A clear indication of reincarnation, regeneration. What is it? the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. A lot of people dying. Food shortages. The beginning of wars. Wars happening all the time. And the powers shall stand in fear. You know? Powers gonna stand in fear. The beginning of evils. He said, who's gonna deliver me in these days? What shall I do when these evils shall come? He's prophesying of the things that we still waiting on. Saw them to come. On a high level. He's prophesying what he's going to do when it's come. Understanding that he can be right here at this time. He said, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. It's a holy butt whooping. The amendment is all set to get it right, for us to get it right. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. You know, all these things you're going to do, so they ain't going to turn from their wickedness. Nor be always mindful of the scourges, or this butt whooping that he done gave them. Don't forget about it. Look. Let's go back a little bit to show you why he felt the way he felt. 2 Corinthians 16, look at verse 9. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? See, a fire gonna go forth from the Most High's wrath, and who is it that's gonna put it out? That's what he's saying. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Uh-oh. There go your fear and afraid right in the same verse. Since y'all think the fear of the Most High don't mean to be afraid. The Most High shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. The Most High shall threaten, it says. And who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. Hear that? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Most High, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand, that bendeth the bow, that's coming to judge and make war. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp. The missiles are sharp. They look just like an arrow. And shall not miss. Let you know, once he shoot the missiles, they're not going to miss. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Let you know they're coming. It will be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again, until they come upon the earth. And you know it's coming right here on this earth. The fire is kindled. He said he put the rainbow in the sky to remind himself that he would not flood the earth anymore. He's going to bring fire. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out, you know, till it consume the foundation of the earth. The fire is not going to be put out until it consumes the foundation of the earth. The cleansing. That's how he's going to clean this earth up, with fire. Like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. When you shoot that arrow out of that bow, it don't go backwards, it goes forward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. So this is why we came to the conclusion of what Ezra was saying when he said, woe is me, woe is me. So I'll be destroyed, I'll be destroyed. Woe me destruction. He said, I'll be destroyed, I'll be destroyed. He said, who will deliver me in those days? Let you know, all the things that the Most High is going to bring upon this place is still not going to accept the scourge that the Most High is going to bring upon them. Still trying to find a way every time to not respect his judgment. Oh, but you're going to pay. They're going to pay. Oh, yeah. See. It's time for our people to wake up. Look at Revelation 16. And we'll start at verse 6. It says, for they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy. They have shed the blood of the children of Israel and the prophets that the Most High sent. And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, power almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. True and righteous are the judgments, just as we just read. That butt whooping that you say you're going to put upon them. Here it is. And the fourth angel poured out his vial of destruction upon the sun, and the power was given unto him to scorch men with fire. Yeah? The sun, they talking about global warming. Here it is right here. They're going to be scorched by the sun. It's going to be so hot. They're talking about people dying in Japan from the sun. You're going to scorch men with fire from the sun. It's going to be so hot. And men were scorched with great heat and blaspheming the name of the Most High, which had power over these plagues, and they repented not to give him glory. You know, glory to the Most High. Global warming, as they say. Mother Nature. El Niño, La Niña. And the fifth angel poured out his vial of destruction upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness, and they gnawed their tongues for pain. They gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the power of heaven, blasphemed the Most High, because of their pains and their sores. I mean, they said, hey, let me tell you, because the butt whooping you're going to give them, they still ain't going to repent. And blasphemed the power of heaven because of their pains and their sores, and repented not of their deeds, doing the same wicked deeds. They ain't going to change. So, there it is. It's just let you know how people still going to be in the way that they want to be and doing whatever they want to do, and not the way the Most High told us we have to be. And our people would join right with them. Look at Titus 1 and 13. Titus 1 and 13 say, this witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. To rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables, fairy tales, and so forth, and commandments of men. That's a problem that we have. A lot of our people, they following all the way from the religious instruction to the Negroes, United Snakes of America, States of America, Snakes of America, the same thing. Because snakes in every state, so that's what you got to deal with, these bunch of snakes, serpents, right? We done went over that today. Same condition, same operations, same type of spirits. That's why I say be wise as well. Serpents. See the serpent? You gotta understand what he's saying. Why is a serpent? You better know what them serpents is. Hold that. Revelation 12 and 12. You better understand. Get verse 3. So you see. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, right? Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. So the 7 heads are the Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the Germans, the Russians, the British. 7 heads, right? The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, the French, the Germans, the Russians, the British. 7 heads of the Edomite kingdom, and 10 horns represent the EEC, the European Economic Community, or the European Community, and 7 crowns upon his heads. 7 crowns are dealing with those that support the 7 heads. So we look at that serpent is red. No, the dragon is red. It's like it. Now we go to 12, we're going to see that the serpent is red too. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down upon you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So he's coming down with much wrath. That's why I just said, we just read it in verse 16, how they have killed the saints. Verse 9. And the great dragon, which is red, was cast out. Now I was going to tell you, that old serpent. It said be wise as serpents. So it's a whole lot of serpents. That old serpent. So the serpent got a whole lot of serpents. So you got to be wise as them. You got to know how they think. And we know how they think because it's already here in the Word. They already gave us how they think. It ain't hard. It's just a matter of you want to know. And our people are a bunch of serpents too, because they follow right along with the serpent. That old serpent, they follow that old serpent. Called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, to lie to the whole world. Either it's true or it's false, right? So when you see all these lies have been taught, it's the old serpent, the red dragon, the devil, Satan, deceiving the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So when you look at, go to 2 Corinthians, you look at it, I mean, it's right here. It's clear as day in your face. Can you see? Can you see or can't you see? 2 Corinthians 11 and 13. But such are false apostles, deceitful workers. Remember the devil, the red dragon, the red devil, the red Satan, the red beast, the red Esau, Edomites, red children of the devil, Israelites. Well, such are false apostles. And any other nation that's following along with the serpents, the red serpent and so forth. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, and liars. When we say deceive the whole world, right here. Deceitful workers transforming themselves into the apostles of a Mashiach, acting like they're religious. Most ain't give us no religion though. They act like they're religious. He gave us law, statutes, and commandments. Religion comes from a Latin word, religio, meaning to hold back, keep down, restrain. But here they are. For such a false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the Mashiach. And no model for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So therefore, you got to look at this, because you got him that's dead on the left side, and you got him that's dead on the right side, trying to be on the right side, appearing as an angel of light. Never said, that's why he said, be wise as serpents, a whole lot of them. Listen. Verse 15, therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, these are serpents. Come on, I mean, don't take a rocket science figure this, unless y'all can't read with understanding. It's clear to me. It ain't playing, it's the spirit. Look, therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, you know, the serpents, the old serpent got ministers, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. You know? They transform themselves into the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. That's how they're going to get them. They're going to be dealt with. And all you that's caught up with destroying the Most High's people, you're going to get it too. Like I said, there's a time and place for everything. Everything is dealt with here as we go into this work. It's got to be brought about in a proper manner. That's the most I will have. Go back to Titus 1:13. This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. Israel, the Israelites, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. See? That turn from the commandments of men that tell you that you're not under the law, but you're under mercy and grace. Turn you from the truth. The law of the truth is the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And righteousness is everlasting righteousness, and that law is the truth. Psalms 119, 142. Mashiach said, he is the way to show us how to follow the truth, which is the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Did he sin? Did he break the Most High's laws? No. He was an example. That's why I say he's the way. To show us how it can be done. Because he came in this earth as a man, just like we men, to let us know that it can be done. That's why when he judged, nobody got no excuse.